Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to the Scenes Memories of the Starry Sky. My name is MS-Panka1, and last video we helped Hinata with some things, some shopping, and we also maybe got some clues about what our brother Takaya was up to before the accident. But it seems like Azuza don't like us getting a nose into things. So where will things go from here? Jaya was enthusiastically taking notes at the bar with Inaho, looking especially cheerful across from her. Following our conversation the other day, we decided to ask the owner of Yukuru, Inaho, for advice on cafe management. After hanging out with Kunyu on Monday and Hinata on Tuesday, the three of us stopped into Yukuru on Wednesday. I made a quick trip home after class, then met up with them at the Sumisora station before heading to the cafe.
うちのサンドイッチに挟んであるレタスとトマトは毎朝市場から届けてもらう新鮮なものだ。届いた野菜は開店前に仕込んでおいて、それを閉店まで持たせる。ぴったり使い切れればベストだ。次の日には鮮度が落ちてもう出せないからね。
それはそうですよね。
Inaho educated her on a number of topics, from his hardships when he first started to the general everyday workflow. Hinata and I listened in from two of off to the other side while Shahayan took notes, but I found it educational all the same. Is it really possible for to use up all of your ingredients on a given day?
注文は前の日の夜にするから、そこで数を調整するんだ。
その数はどのように決めるんですか？
毎年の売上記録や天気や気温でお客さんの数は大まかに見当がつく。それに長年の勘を加えてえいやって決める。まあぴったりになることはめったにないよ。あくまでそれを目指すって話だ。
食材が余ったらどうするんですか？
翌日の稲穂家の朝食にサラダが一品増える。
それでは逆に足りなかった場合はどうするのでしょうか？
閉店間際だったら品切れにしちゃうけど、そうじゃないときは
Inaho was being oddly evasive, which was when Rin popped in and raised her hand.
お野菜がなくなりそうになったらリンがスーパーで買ってくる
コーラリン、企業秘密を簡単にばらすんじゃない。
Those are also a thing.
そりゃ予測が外れることはあるさ。そういう時は持ちつ持たれつって感じかな。スーパーで売ってる野菜も同じ市場から届いてるものだから味は一緒さ。ただスーパーの取り分を余計に払ってるからこっちは赤字だね。
Oh, so that's what it was. That would mean the supermarket was an intermediary. But could you just say you're sold out then? I blurred that question out loud. Shai and Hinata must have wondered the same thing as they turned to Inaho to await his answer. He looked between us and quietly shook his head.
そうはいかない。お客さんはゆくるのサンドイッチを食べたくてあのドアをくぐってくるんだ。その期待には応えないと。それでリピーターが1人増えるか減るかが決まるかもしれないんだぜ。
パンを作り逃がさないのが大事なんですね。
Junior nodded firmly to Hinata's comment, and I did the same. I couldn't help but wonder why Inao felt like a real industry veteran today. Come to think of it, he actually was one.
そういうことだね。とまあ今教えられるのはこんなところかな。最後は雑談になっちゃったけどどうかな。参考になったかい？
ええ、とても勉強になりました。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ならよかった。喫茶店頑張りな。
はい。
千早様、申し上げにくいんですが、まだ喫茶店をやるかどうかが決まっていません。
え、そうなの？
Yeah, that was accurate. We had asked for Jean's advice in the hopes it would provide us with some clarity on which direction we should take with renovation.
カフェもいいな。どうしようかな。
Shahaya was starting to panic all over again, and I wondered if this was as far as we would get for today.
ところで、純也くん？
While Shahaya and Hinata were talking, Inaho leaned in close and whispered. Honestly, I had a feeling this was coming. Yes, what is it? Inaho-san discreetly pointed towards the seat by a window.
あの子、一人にしてていいの？
Was she here all the time with us, or Azuza was sitting alone in a seat by the window, with a stern planted firmly in her hands. She had filled the glass up to the brim with orange juice and was suckling away on the straw. She remained silent and emotionless, which was no different from usual. At least she wasn't ignoring me now. Oh yeah, that's right. She Azusa was starting to was said she was starting to monitoring me was for so they wouldn't put a nose where it didn't belong, according to her. Azusa hadn't let me out of her sight.
これからお前を監視する。お前がバカなことを考えないように。高谷の代わりなんてさせないから。
She said she's going to monitor me.
まあ確かに監視でしょうか。
あずさちゃんだったよね。お話ししたいんだけどな。
When I returned to Sugendo earlier that day from university, I found Azusa sitting with Sora and sucking on an ice cream milkshake. I was careful not to provoke Azusa on my way back out the door, only for her to say this.
私も行く。お前を監視する。
With that, Azusa silently followed behind me. I later met up with Shihaya and Hinata at the station, but this was the second time they met Azusa, and Hinata was very wary of her from the start. She hadn't said it outright, but I could tell she didn't want Azusa to get anywhere near Shihaya. Meanwhile, Shihaya was concerned about Azusa and was eager to speak to her now that she had an opportunity. However, Azusa used me like a shield to conceal herself, dodged all of Shihaya's questions and focused solely on monitoring me. Given her behavior, Hinata had determined that Azusa showed no desire to harm Shihaya. Or rather, Azusa only seemed to be interested in me, and it allowed Hinata to lower her guard around her for the time being. It was a little depressing to know that Hinata cared so little about what happened to me. Well, I get the feeling that Hinata maybe actually are interested and likes Shihaya. And I don't mean as a friend. Azusa secured her position when we arrived at the Yukuru and watched over us from the window seat. Despite how much she was staring, Azusa didn't seem the least bit interested in our conversation. Inao-san and Rin tried striking up a conversation, but she refused to look either of them in the eye. That brought us to now. Also, I was the one who had ordered the extra large orange juice. Even though she had been vigilant at first, she was now holding it in both hands and drinking. Just as Misora had done feeding Azusa, Pleading Azuza seemed to have been an effective strategy.
ジュース美味しいのね。とっても嬉しそう。
She looks happy to you. She always looks so sour.
顔じゃなくて、ほら見て、あの子の足。
I was fairly sure that Azuza was around 140 centimeters tall. The feet didn't reach the ground while seated on in Yukuro's chairs, and they dangled in midair. Those dangling feet picked up speed steadily, steadily flapping back and forth as she sucked down her orange juice. I think that both of them, this one will be wrong from some view. But from at the moment, I think the lower one would be more of an insult. Her legs.
よっぽどあのジュースが美味しいのね。
あんなに喜んでもらえるとカフェやっててよかったと思えるね。
Azuza didn't look at all that happy to me, and was just as pouty as ever. Even so, she was flopping her legs back and forth under the table. She may have been more open with her emotions than I've given her credit for.
ちなみにあの子何歳？
Come to think of it, I never asked her. I assume she's around Misora's age though.
みそらちゃんって高3よね。もう少し下なんじゃないかな。
中学生くらいに見えますが。なら聞いてくるよ。
This is gonna end bad.
こら待てりん。
He now stopped Rin just as she was about to head over to the window.
パパ、話して。なんでダメなの？
女性に年を聞くのは失礼なのよ。
Is that true even if it is another girl who does it?
いえ、あの年頃なら怒らないと思いますが。ならいいじゃん。ジュン君もパパに言ってよ。
Well, it's not really my place to comment on it. I wasn't sure how to answer her when Rin breached the subject with puffy, porty cheeks.
まだそこまで距離が近くないってことだよな。
I was at a loss, but deftly summed things up. But
距離？すぐそこだよ。
this had to be a complicated subject for someone Rin's age.
まあまあ、リン、ちょっと買い物行ってきてくれないか？
ああ、なんかごまかしてるでしょ。お菓子買ってもいいよね。
300円以内な。
パパ大好き。行ってきます。
Rin made a quick escape after grabbing the money and the shopping list from her dad. That was a that was a seasoned father for you. I turned towards an unfamiliar sound. Azuza's seat rattled when she jumped down from her chair, leaving the empty stone behind on the tabletop. She rummaged around in the pockets of her hoodie as she approached me. Susan placed a 500 yen coin on the counter in front of me, likely serving as her payment for her drink. 9. I already ordered it for you, so you don't worry about it. She glared me for a long moment, then stretched on the tips of her toes to slide the coin across the counter.
ごちそうさま。
またどうぞ。
Azusa headed for the entrance. Azusa.
来なくていい。
For the day, huh? Maybe I've forgotten to, but when did she get my number? She had been staring at me a lot.
さっきの子から？
チョコを交換してるんですね。
Yeah, she had to take care of something apparently.
用って？
She didn't say.
もうすぐ5時だし、帰って見たいテレビでもあるんじゃないか？
スマホで見れますよ。
おじさんが子供の頃にはそんなものなかったんだ。
Also, she said there was more I needed to talk about here.
あの子が？そっか。
Shayas stared vacantly at the seat Azusa had occupied until a short while ago.
次はちゃんとお話ししてみたいな。なんとなく似てる気がする。私と。
You think so?
それよりその子の言う通りです。話が終わっていません。
Nata straightened her back and the relaxed atmosphere suddenly grew more tense.
飲食店にするかどうかだけでも方向性を決めませんか？
それがいいかな。純也はどう思う？
Now that I heard what Inao has had to say, I did think a cafe could be fun. Yeah, sorry, it's impolite to say it looks fun. I'm sorry.
そんなことない。そう言ってもらえると嬉しいね。楽しいよ、カフェ。おすすめ。
You're not going to say don't look down on the service industry or anything, right? I was expecting him to warn us that running a business wasn't some sort of game. Now he smirked. He must have read my mind.
仕事は何でも大変だよ。客商売でもそうでなくても。でも大変な分得られるものは大きい。どんな仕事でもそれをやったことは人生の糧になる。
Now was sharing all of sort of wisdom with us today.
俺自身そこまで純粋な動機でこの店を始めたわけじゃないからね。君たちに何かを言う立場にないよ。とはいえそうだな。可能な限り借金をしないで済む範囲で始めるのがいいだろうね。最初はお金をかけずに期間限定で開いてみるとかさ。
なるほど。
それはいいかもしれません。
I agree too. Sorry. There was no point saying it out loud, as anything she did to the old state would be short-lived. I think it should be short. After all, Chihaya was going to marry Kido-san. That being the case, opening the cafe for a single season at the old estate would serve as a great memory of her college years. What now? Renata gave me a look that said, "You should try to persuade Chihaya right now, Yunya." I get the picture.
何、純也。
Well, let's go with cafe then. Out of everything we talked about, didn't you like the cafe idea the most?
純也さん、それは。
そうね。じゃあやることはカフェに決定。で、ひなた、今何か言おうとしたでしょ？何？
いいえ。カフェいいと思います。どんなお店にしましょうか？
次はそれを考えましょう。いいよね、純也。
Yeah. With that, the renovation planning was finally underway.
ちょうどいただきました。ありがとうございました。
Rin waved when she came back to the cafe. Then they waved us off after we headed outside.
純也君。
When I was about to leave, Inao pulled me aside for a quick chat.
ほら、忘れ物。
He said while passing me a single 500 yen coin.
カウンターに置きっぱなし。
This was for Azuza's share. Azuza's orange juice wasn't included on the receipt Inao gave me, and I assumed that had been enough to cover it.
あのジュースは俺のおごりってことで。また連れておいでよ、あの子。
Now, thank you very much. Yes, we will come again.
と、そうだった。
What is it?
こないだ来た時言ったろ？レコード。せっかくだからちょっとだけ聞いていかないか？
Eh? But you are waiting for me.
釣れないな。と言っても千早ちゃんたちを待たすわけにもいかないか。そういえば俺の友人の中にも女の子たちにいい顔しまくっていろいろと大変な目にあったのがいて。
パパ、ジュンくん早く帰りたいなって顔してるよ。昔の話始めると長いから気をつけてっていっつもママに怒られてるんだから。
とまずいまずい。どうもおじさんになると話を切りづらくなるな。いや待て、おじさんと認めるのは負けた気分に。
パパ、そういうのがすでにおじさんっぽいんだけど。
といかんいかん。純也くんごめんね。
No, I'm the one who should be apologizing.
じゃあ今度来た時はぜひ聞いてくれよ。
Sure, we go over it when the next time comes. That first day, I showed Shinju around on her second guided tour of the week. Only this time our destination was the Sumisora City Library. Apparently the documents Shinju wanted to look at were there. Shunyu used the on-site terminal to look up a variety of materials. Then jotted down names on the matching results and if they were available for checkout. From what I could see of the side, there were a good deal of results relating to things like survey charts, project records, and so ledgers. The libraries have that kind of thing on hand.
これも図書館の大切な役割なのよ。博物館や民族資料館がない場所では図書館がその土地の歴史を記録するものなのね。
I see what you mean. I never considered the library's role before and was generally impressed. When I thought of libraries, I always pictured some hunkering down and writing a report. It had been over a decade since I stepped foot into a place like this. Even back then I was a kid. I likely only came here to keep Shinya and Hinata company. I had no reason to set foot in the library myself, nor had I ever come here as a representative of Suigendo. A public institution like this likely wouldn't have much need for a general store anyway.
Junya, 見て。
I thought. Junior pointed to the list displayed on her terminal.
これ貸し出し可能になってるのに場所がわからないです。
The Sumimura Metropolitan Area Redevelopment Project Overview from the 30s. From the 13th year of Showa period. How many years back is that? It was marked as available, but the sheriff number wasn't listed.
廃棄処分になったです。
No idea. Gotta go ask someone. Why don't you look at other options?
はいです。
I noticed the title listed on the terminal and headed to the library's circulation desk. Excuse me.
はい。
I'm looking for these. The librarian took my note and copied the letters I had written down with her slender fingertips. It shows up on the search, but doesn't list a shelf number.
スミソラ市街地。ああ、これは閉館資料ね。古い資料だから地下の閉館職で管理してるの。
Are we not able to read it?
貸し出しはできないけど、館内で見るだけなら大丈夫。
The librarian reached into her drawer with experienced hands and retrieved a form labeled Restricted Documentation Request Form.
ここに名前と電話番号を書いてちょうだい。あと身分証も。
Alright. I filled out the application form in pencil, then headed it back along with my university student ID.
確認します。水本。
She stopped reading my name out loud and looked up at me.
水本純也さん。
Maybe she was a customer. Have you worked with us at Sugendo before or something? I work there, so it's possible we met while I was out on an assignment, and I asked her as much when...
水源堂。じゃあ高谷さんの弟さんね。
Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. You knew Takaya? Yes, I am. Librarian stared absently while gripping my application form.
あ、ごめんなさい。よく似ていたから。すぐ持ってきますね。
And I would have imagined a beautiful older woman like this would have known my brother. Eva knew Takaya, further proving how amazing he was. I really don't hold a candle to him.
一回では調べきれなかったね。また来るよ。
I imagine so. Documentation provided by the librarian from the restricted section contained very little of what Junyu had wanted to know. However, investigating the documentation in and of itself had seemingly been quite beneficial, as Junyu looked positively radiant. Behind us, a short ways away on the other hand. Azuza tracked behind us with an expression that was the polar opposite of Shunyu's.
あからさまに警戒されてるよ。
Yeah, and the way she chased after us earlier was pretty blatant.
反省してるです。
It all started a few hours ago. We stopped by Sugendo before we headed to the library, and there... Of course. Misora and Aino were enjoying their ice cream happy cool, like they usually did. Azusa sat between them, completely unfazed. And I introduced them to Shunyu since it was their first time meeting, but... With that, Azusa followed us all the way to the library. As an aside, Aino wanted to tag along as well, but she gave up on the idea when she learned Misora would have to attend to the store alone. Aino yelled that that's just how it is, but it's not fair. Only Azusa gets to go. I'm so jealous. I wonder what that had been about. I don't wanna play detective as well. Maybe I know held giving the leftovers ice cream to Azusa against her. I had better buy her something next I see her as an apology.
ねえ、あずささん。
When we arrived at the library, Shunyu waited for Azusa to toss her ice cream container into the trash and called out to her.
純也から事情はいくらか聞いたのよ。純也のお兄さんのお知り合いなんだね。話したの？
She glared at me with tremendous disgust in her eyes. It would have been weirder if I didn't. At least explain why you were following me.
それはそうだけど。でも肝心なことは教えてもらってないです。純也のお兄さんとはどういう関係？
She hasn't told me that yet Shunyu.
え、そうなのです？じゃあなんで純也はあずささんに監視されてるのよ。それも聞いてないね。
About that. Azusa had adamantly pointed out that no one could take Takaya's place, but I still didn't understand what that meant. I'm not sure actually.
あずささんなんで説明してあげないです？それが悪いの。悪いよ。だって
それだと2人とも損してるだけよ。
Eh? Me too? Mine too?
はいです。純也は理由も分からず監視されてるのよね。
I mean, yeah, I am.
あずささんは純也が何かをしないように監視しているわけよね。
そうだけど。
ならその理由を説明して純也がそのことに気をつければあずささんはわざわざ監視する必要がなくなるよ。これは2人にとって損です。やるべきことをしないまま損してるなんて変な話なのね。
When you put it like that way, I guess you got a point. It seemed she had hit a mark in a rare turn. Azuza recoiled.
監視の理由教えてほしいね。
前には関係ない。
そうとも言えないよ。
なんで？
あずささんはこれからうちたちについてくるつもりなのよね。
図書館でしょ。
図書館の後どこに行くのか知ってるです。
Hey, Junior, that's... Junior gave me a look that rendered me speechless. And that look alone told me that everything was going to be okay.
あずささんは監視するのよね。うちたちがどこに行ってもです。
どこ行くの？
ラブホ。
Oh. I guess we actually are not going there, but she just want Azuza to stop. In her astonishment, Azuza's neck went creak as she turned towards me.
ラブホ行く
No, we're not. Junior, don't give her a wrong idea.
冗談です。
I mentioned going somewhere else after the library, but I had just told her over Shoko to not tell Azuza.
何ってあずささんがちゃんと説明してくれないとうちたちも困るという話よ。
Azusa was quivering in place, clearly having lost her steam. Being this straightforward and direct with someone had to make it hard to argue. It was in a sense one of the most difficult things to do.
お前が悪いんだ。お前が高江の代わりになんかなろうとするから。
Yeah, that sounds like something she would say. All she could do was spin this back around on me. However, I had my own reasons too. I just want to see Takaya's last job through to the end.
だからそれが悪いって言ってるの。
お兄さんの最後の仕事？
I don't know what it was, but he took on a job personally, and he was definitely up to something.
へえ、あずささんは知ってるです。
Despite how visibly shaken she was, Azusa refused to answer. What did Junior think of all of this? Not a soft sigh.
構ってほしくて泣き続けてる赤ちゃんみたいね。
Juno calling her out must have cut deep as Azusa went beat red and her mouth flapped open in shock. Junior, I think you may have gone too far. Azusa nodded at the rapid pace in mutual agreement. This too was unusual.
純也も純也ね。あなたがあずささんとの関係をはっきりさせないからなあなあな状態が続くのよ。
Relationship?
うちの言ってること間違ってるです。
Junior pressed her further and Azusa quickly backed off. Eventually. Azusa took off like an explosion and rushed inside the library. She ran away.
まだ話が終わってないよ。
I grabbed Junior's hand and stopped her from going after Azusa. Let's put a pin in that for later. We came here for you, to do your research after all.
それはそうだけどね。
Junior was dissatisfied.
うち間違ったこと言ったです。
Not at all. You're correct, and Azusa also knows you are.
だったら
Listen, being the one in the right means you're also the one with the most power.
どういう意味？
You're a strong person, someone who can't ignore something when you know it's wrong. Unfortunately, Azusa and I aren't like that. Even when something is right, there are times when we're too afraid to take that choice, or make that choice.
選べない。強くないから。
You probably wasn't explaining this very well. All the same, Junior seemed to have a few reservations of her own and was reflecting on what I'd said. Let's save this conversation for another time. Today is for research in the library, alright? Junior absentmindedly looked my way, and eventually cracked a smile.
はいです。図書館の後は大事なお出かけだからね。
I didn't see Azusa in the library, but she was likely watching me from afar. But as for where we were headed next, Azusa would likely need to mentally prepare herself.
どうするです？
Wait here for a second and go talk to her.
大丈夫？
It'd only take a minute. I squatted down in front of Azusa as she glared straight at me, matching her line of sight. So I'm sorry if you know this already. Today is the anniversary of my brother's death. Azuza gasped when gazed at me with a frightened look in her eyes. I'm going with Junior to offer flowers at the place of his accident. I showed her the bouquet of flowers. I have no idea what sort of relationship you had with my brother, but I'd love to hear about it if you ever feel like telling me. If going to the place where he died will be too much for you, then maybe you should call it good for today. Today's monitoring session and head home. You can do whatever makes you most comfortable. The only thing is... I took a flower out of the bouquet and held it in front of Azuza. If you would like, would you give him a flower with us? She stared at the flower, then finally... Yeah, I'm positive. My brother would have. I'm positive my brother would appreciate it. Her fingers trembled slightly as she teed and tenderly took the flower from my hand. But this will be it for this video, I think. So, hope you liked it, and if you did, so leave a like to it as usual. And I see you all in the next video. Bye!